Hello everyone, it's me, SkingloNafro, and I wanted to do an update on the whole Zara Holland situation. It's just recently been announced, as in 5 minutes ago, that she has been granted bail in Barbados. This is why what she did. She's been granted bail and fined £12,000 or dollars. I'm not really sure which one it is. I presume it's 12,000 Bajan dollars that she's been fined, which I personally feel is not enough considering the level of bullshit that she did. It's really irritated me that she's basically just been given a slap on the hand considering the magnitude of what she did. Her boyfriend was diagnosed with being positive for having COVID-19 and they basically broke out of quarantine. Both of them broke out of quarantine. Apparently her boyfriend is now back in quarantine. And she was the one who had to go to court today along with her lawyer, obviously, and for her to just be granted bail, what kind of example is being set when someone can contribute to the virus being spread further in Barbados and yet nothing is really being done? I mean, a fine, like, come on now, with all those endorsement deals that these Z-list celebrities get from starring in shows like Love Island, she can easily pay that 12k off. So therefore, I feel like more should be done. More seriously should be done, because I don't understand how you think 12k and bail is enough. Now, they said it's 12k that she has to pay within 7 days, otherwise there will be a warrant out for her arrest. Now, that's fair enough, but I'm just like, you could have put her in jail. You said like a year in jail. Why she's not going to have the year in jail? It does not make no sense to me. It does not make no sense at all. She needs to be in jail from now. None of this, she don't pay the 12k in 7 days, then that's it. You're not setting a proper example. Like, I know it's going to sound wrong, but like, I'm seriously... Why is it whenever it comes to white people, their privilege always manages to save them? Because I bet you any money, had it been a black person, there would have been none of this, oh, you can pay it back in 7 days, or there would have been none of this bail shit. That person would have been locked up. So how come she can get away with it even though she put people in danger? So many white tourists in Barbados now are putting the Bajan citizens in danger, and yet what is being done about it? What is being done about it? Plus, there was a woman who created this page on Instagram called Harrison Point Barbados. She was in isolation, in an isolation facility, and she was basically breaking the computer misuse laws in Barbados, posting shit that she should not have been posting. But yet she's not being charged, even though she broke several of Barbados laws. She's not being charged. So once again, white privilege is saving you. This is what I'm saying. What is the point of Barbados removing the Queen, of the head of state, if you're still going to kiss white people's ass? What is the fucking point? It don't make no sense. 12k, that's nothing to a woman like Zara Holland. If you truly want to set an example to deter people from doing what they're doing in Barbados, you need to be locking these people up. Now, I understand that when you lock people up, it's based on the taxes of the citizens of the country. However, I feel the only way she's going to truly learn her lesson is to go to jail. That is the only way she's going to learn her lesson, to be locked up for that maximum year. And to pay the 18k, not this 12k business. She needs to be paying 18k, which is what they originally said. Oh, she could be fined 18k and spend up to a year in jail. Instead, she's getting bail and is only having to pay 12k within 7 days. That is so lenient. That is so lenient. And I'm frankly disgusted. This is not to all the people in Barbados. This is just to the courts. What the hell are you doing? Make an example out of she. Make an example out of that Rasa woman who put your country in jeopardy. Make an example out of that woman to deter these people from doing this. Because they're going there, they're treating the country like it's a friggin' free-for-all. They don't give a shit. They don't even give a shit about the countries that they come from, here in the UK and America. They don't give a shit about these countries. So do you think they're going to care about yours? What about that video that I saw up on Monday of those tourists that was supposed to be in their rooms? They were supposed to be quarantining in their rooms. However, where was they? They were not in their rooms. They were downstairs. They were downstairs on the freaking lounge chairs in the facility. That don't make no sense. This little khaki-handed slapping hand ain't solving nothing. Do you think that a slapping hand is going to be enough to deter these people? She's going to go somewhere else and do the exact same thing, or she's going to go back to Barbados and do the exact same thing. And I understand that certain countries do rely on tourism. However, if you are not strict enough on your rules, why are you strict on your citizens of your country, but you're not holding tourists to the same standards? That don't make no sense. I understand that you rely on tourism, but you should be holding people to the same standards. It doesn't matter whether they're a citizen or a visitor, you should be holding them to the same standards, because why would you want a visitor to return to your country after they showed blatant disregard to the people that you're supposed to protect? Why would you want someone like that back in your country? And why would you rely on tourism so much to the point where people can be disrespectful, people can be bioterrorists, and you're like, oh, it's fine, you just have to pay this little fine, and everything's all right then? Because this is ridiculous. Like, Barbados now, as of today, has 692 cases. Last week, it was at 395. Do you see how huge a jump that is? 395 to 362. To 692. That is a massive jump. So this is why I'm saying people need to be harsher. I'm not saying that maybe some of the citizens of Barbados are not to blame. However, when tourists are not doing what they're supposed to, that is what makes things worse for everybody. Because they're not staying in quarantine, they're breaking out of quarantine and then exposing Bajan people to COVID-19 who did not have it before. And then you see what's happening now. This is why I'm not blaming Bajan people, because Bajan people are free to do what they want in their country. It's these people who are coming over with COVID-19, knowing for what they're positive, and not staying in quarantine and going to all these fucking events in Barbados. And now you see what's happening. Madness. So to say I'm completely disgusted that all she did was get a slap on your hand would just be an understatement. It seriously will be an understatement. Something more needs to be done to set an example, because this is not enough. It's really not enough. Because she's gonna pay that 12k fine, then she's gonna walk out that country, and then that's it. This woman broke out of quarantine with her boyfriend, took a taxi, went to the airport and tried to get on that plane to leave the country. And y'all and Wuna are basically saying, oh, it's okay, you don't have to go to jail, you just have to pay 12k. And I'm like, what do you want, soul? So like, do better, please. Start using people as examples of what not to do in your country. Like, seriously, that is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Bail for this woman who don't give a shit. She was limiting her comments on her posts. And do you actually think she cares? Do you think she cares? And then for that woman who created that Harrison Point Barbados page, for her not to be charged at all. Like, what the fuck is going on here? What kind of example is being set to teach tourists to not come fuck up your country? I gone.